Hello, hello, everybody. This is Jeanne Marie Paynel here for a weekly support Q&A for you. I'm just bewildered by everything that's going on. I think just like you, and I want to show up here for you. I made a promise that I would just be here every Friday morning, so it's 10 a.m. for me in San Diego. Please tell me where you're tuning in from and whether you're watching this live or on the replay. And really, I want to know how you're doing. I want to know where you're tuning in from and what is your situation vis-a-vis this, social isolation. It's funny because I don't really see it as social isolation. I feel like I've been more reaching out to friends and family. Yes, it's, via phone and Zoom and FaceTime and all of this, but I feel connected. So it's more about just the physical isolation that I think is more important. So I am in California, and we have been asked to stay home since last Thursday. So it's been a full week, but my family and I actually self-isolated since Friday the 13th. So we've been confined, and I think we did that because we are watching the news in Europe. All of our family is in Europe. Most of them are in France. And so we're kind of seeing what's going on there and taking our precautions because we know it's coming towards us. So this, I want to say a nasty word, but I won't because I'm live and public and children might listen. But dang, this is it's going to go around the globe, and so we just need to hold out, be patient, have faith that it will all work out. Have faith that this is happening for a reason. And that's really what I wanted to talk to you about today, because I have found a lot of, hello, Pat. Okay, hello. Tell us where you're joining in from. I think I know, but for others, it'd be good. And what your situation is in your town. So, tell me if you have been confined, what is the children's situation, all of that. And so just a little intro, just for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jeanne Marie Paynel, and I am a parenting mentor, meaning that I support parents to really let go of the parenting overwhelm, to give you tools and strategies to parent with ease. We are here as our children's guides to usher them into this world. And yes, today it is a crazy world. To give them the tools to be able to adapt to any situation, to their time, place, and culture. And today, I think more than ever, this is so important because we are being challenged with, unprecedented times. This is uncharted territory. I have never in my lifetime been asked to stay home and to not go out. And, I'm in California. The beaches are closed. The parks are closed. It's a whole thing to go shopping. I actually have not left my house for over a week. And don't plan on doing it. We have enough food to sustain for another 2 weeks, I think, and so there's no need. And I feel extremely, extremely fortunate that I do live in a house, that I do have a garden and all that, because I know that that's not the case for everybody. Most of my siblings are in apartments in Paris or in other towns in France, in Lyon. One of my sisters is actually out in the countryside, but they're really isolated there. So we are all in different situations, and I would love to know what your situation are, and most importantly, tell me what is the most challenging, because I want to be here to support you and give you some maybe insight on how things could be different. I really feel that it's, sometimes we just need another perspective to see things differently and to maybe use different tools. So that's really what all these Facebook Lives are here for you. They're not on any specific themes. Usually I do lives on specific themes, but these days I think just showing up and being here for you. So tell me where you're calling in from and what is been challenging, and where you are in this whole pandemic situation that the planet is experiencing today. So one thing I did want to talk about is the positive, what I am really seeing, and and I hope that you are maybe experiencing some of this. So for one, all of the schools have closed. The schools have closed, so children are home uh, with their children, and they're having to manage their own work. Some, people who are still working, who are fortunate to still have jobs, because yes, there are plenty of people who have lost their employment due to, all of these different things that have closed and all of that. But those parents who are home, who are needing to report to work, and who have younger children at home, this is a new situation, right? There is a lot of people who are experiencing this for the first time. So there are many families who have chosen, way before all this happened, to homeschool. And it's funny because I have a hard time with the term homeschooling. It's like, it's not really school. It's life learning. But anyways, that's a whole other topic. So there's all these parents that have suddenly been given the task to keep their children engaged in their schoolwork, to keep their children doing the things that they would normally be doing. So last Friday, I talked about this idea that this is not like, don't try to just, be normal, because this is not normal. This is unprecedented. It's uncharted territory. So let's not pretend that, everything just moves along. We're having to adapt emotionally. I mean, I know for myself, I've been, a bit discombobulated. That's my new word, discombobulated. My word for 2020, it was aligned, is aligned, but this definitely has kind of, thrown me off course. Anyways, so what I have seen, and I know, reaching out to the families that I work with, or my friends and family, is they're actually really enjoying this connection that they're getting with their children. They finally have time to be with their children. So yes, it's hard to manage all the different schedules, and some families are just choosing to focus on the children when they can, and getting their work done when children are resting, or busy doing an activity, or yes, watching a show. I think there's a bit more screen time these days that's been permitted, and or some just choosing to work at night. So it's you kind of have to create this new reality, because I don't want to call it our new normal, because I do have faith that it is going to pass. It is just a challenge that we are being asked to deal with, and I think that it will make us stronger and more aware of what it is that is most important to us. So there is a lot of goodness to come of it, but being in the thick of it right now, it doesn't maybe feel that way, right? So hearing that, to me, really warms my heart because, I'm getting families saying that their children are really helping each other, are really helping around the house, or they're getting to spend time with them. They're getting to do puzzles with them. They're getting to play board games. We're having to be creative. And so I just encourage you to keep that open mind, to keep that mind of this is a new experience that you're being asked to deal with, and to be as creative and open-minded as you possibly can. That's to me is the most important. So Pat here's from Portland. How are you? Safe and healthy? I am safe and healthy, and I feel very fortunate to do so. One of the things that I've really enjoyed during this time of confinement is actually reaching out to friends and family and doing group Zoom calls. So if any of you don't know what that is, look it up. It's a free app. It's called Zoom, Zoom, and it gives us the opportunity to do face-to-face video conferencing, but with a group of people, and you can see everybody. Last Sunday, we did this. I organized it for my father. My father is 86 years old. He's in an apartment in Paris with my stepmom, and we are 6 siblings, and we were all there on the screen, and it made him really, really happy to be able to see all of us. He went around and asked everybody how everybody was doing and managing. Even though, we're in contact with him on a daily basis, it was just nice to be able to see everybody. So I would definitely encourage you to do that. Reach out, stay connected to your loved ones, to those that you enjoy, talking to. I actually had a little Saturday morning was a group of college alums. Now, these are women that I've known for over 30 years, and there was one in Italy, in England, in Panama, in New York, and myself here in California, and we were all able to connect and check up on each other. So I really encourage you to do that. Or in the neighborhood, we've set up a Slack. So Slack is another app. This is this is the moment to discover apps, right? Slack is like a project management app, but we're using it in the neighborhood with different channels. So basically, one of the channel is we have a 96-year-old neighbor who lives by himself, and so we were all concerned that he, had food and all that he needs. So we have a channel on there for his grocery list, for example, or we've created a little book club. We also had a little happy hour on Zoom. So I'm just sharing all of this to encourage you to be creative, to reach out, do what is necessary. And like I always say on these calls, and I have for many years, is take good care of yourself, right? That the whole idea of self-care is so important. So I want you to be asking yourself on a daily basis, on an hourly basis if necessary, on a hourly, minute basis, whatever it is, whatever your level of emotional stress is, your level of anxiety is, ask yourself, what do I need right now? What do I need? Because we're concerned about providing for our children, for our loved ones, for our neighbors, but let's check in with ourselves. What do I need right now? And pay attention. Hear that voice. If it tells you, like, I really need to take a break and go walk outside. I know, like in Paris, they're only allowed to walk, as far as a kilometer from their building. So I know my dad's been just walking around the block and things like that. Go out and walk around the block, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times. Go take a shower, a bubble bath, whatever it is. And it doesn't matter what time of day. like I said, this is uncharted territory. You have the permission to take care of yourself how you need to take care of yourself in a very healthy way. I know one of them, like I was sharing, is reaching out and creating these group meetups. Last week, I think I had 5 of them with different groups. We will continue our Sunday brunch with my family, but one of them has been, I've personally have never had cable TV or anything in my house, just because I've never found the time or the necessity. And I know a lot of people tell me, "Oh, have you seen this series?" And I'm always out of the picture because I don't know what they're talking about. But I actually signed up for a free 30-day on Netflix, and I've been binging a little bit on what have I been watching, The Crown, which is something that's interest, and it's helps me in the evening to kind of disconnect from this madness of the day, of having a little bit too many details and information about what's going on. So managing that, managing your intake of information, I think is really important as well. So be gentle with yourself. Ask yourself, what do you need? Give yourself the permission to act on what you need. And of course, staying safe, keeping others safe, following your local, whatever the local are saying. And I would also go as far as saying, be sometimes smarter than what people are telling us to do, because I know for me, I'm in a country where I don't really maybe trust the leadership right now, and so I'm having to be my own leader. And I know I shared on my Facebook page, maybe on my personal page, but you can look it up. Dr. Shafali, which is somebody that I've admired, that I've interviewed in the past, that is delightful, who wrote The Conscious Parent. She was sharing pretty adamantly, but she was sharing about just, we need to be our own leaders. That, for me, it's more about listening to the medical profession and all of that. And I know right now, seeing how the virus is acting in other parts of the world and how we are just at the beginning here in the US, I'm being super vigilant because I see the havoc that it has, caused in Italy, in Spain, in China, all of that. So let's be vigilant. Let's be smart. Let's be, keep our family safe and healthy. Social distance and stay home. Be creative, and please, please, please reach out if you need anything, support, and all of that. I am here for you. And I encourage you to look at what the goodness of all of this. Every day, ask yourselves, ask your family, your children, like what are the good things that happened today? Because I think it's easy for us to get caught up in kind of the fear and the sadness and the anxiety, and we know that that's not good for our immune system, and that's not good for the energy of the planet and all that. So let's keep the vibe up, creative. What is the goodness? I'm seeing a lot of goodness with you, the beautiful parents that are dealing with this new reality that you're in with your children, and appreciating all of that. So I just really encourage you to be looking at that, and just focusing on that. Like what can I gain from this? What is the positive aspect that I can gain from it? For me, my son, one of my children, had to come home from college, so he's been here for the past 2 weeks, and it's just been delightful to have him home. He's been cooking a bunch for us. It's been wonderful. So that's the goodness. So yes, he would rather go out, but at the same time, he was telling me yesterday he's been so productive. He's been super creative and working on different projects. He's going to be painting for us this weekend. I mean, so there's positive from all of this. Yes, sure, I would rather be able to go out and see my girlfriends and go to the beach and all of this. But you know what? this is important. We need to be together. We need to have solidarity and really look out for each other. The other day, actually, on that group, Slack that I was telling you about in the neighborhood, that we ask each other, every day, how are things going? How are you doing? How's everybody doing? And one woman said, "Oh, I'm going out, to this other place to see my daughter and all this." And something I usually keep very quiet, and I'm not one to, say, "Oh, maybe you need to consider." This time I did, because to me that was important. I said, be careful, uh, social distance, is it really necessary and all this. I just had to say it. So speak up, be, like I said, be creative, see the positive in all of this, and know that I am here for you. Okay, so this is Jeanne Marie Paynel signing off today. It is Friday, the 27th of March, and I will be back next Friday. You can reach out to me before then if you have any questions, need any strategies. If there's things that are really challenging, please let me know. I am here for you. Alrighty. Have a beautiful rest of your day, a wonderful weekend, and I will be here next week for you. Bye-bye for now.